Hello fellow crocheters. So I apologize that I have not been advertising about this video tutorial. I've been very busy, as you probably well know if you're watching this live, sort of. It's starting to really pick up. Holiday season, holiday shopping is starting to really pick up, and I'm really feeling it. So apologize for that. So today we're going to continue our rainbow bag. So last time I showed this bag to you. For your information, my daughter has claimed this bag. Understandably. If you remember last time, I asked you to create a rectangular shape with stripes of colors that you prefer, okay? And I asked you to do 50 stitches per row. I went on ahead and created my own, and for this particular bag I used half double crochet for each row. So in total, if you can see, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows. There's 7 stripes, and each color band has 3 rows. So 3 times 7, is that 21? Okay, don't kill me if that's wrong. Alright. So I also went on ahead and created a flap for my bag. If you want me to film a tutorial how to create this flap, I can do that. Or you can go on ahead and look for the first project we made for our crochet tutorial. That specific project is called a crochet purse. And the process is similar, only that instead of using single crochet, I use half double crochet. And every end I decrease the stitch, so there will be a decrease for half double crochet. Again, I will do another video tutorial because there's actually another method I want to show you on how to create this bag. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you how to close it. Okay, so we need to close that bag. Right. So as you can see, we have these loose ends. This particular project, I wouldn't worry about these because you can just simply hide them inside the bag. But if you want me to show you on how to hide these, or how to fasten them off, or to clean them off, I could do that right about now. Okay, but I'm just going to use one strand. So you are going to need a yarn needle. There have been many occasions where I don't actually use a yarn needle to clean up my work. I just simply use a smaller size crochet hook, but this is probably the standard way on how to fasten off or to clean up your loose ends. Okay. Simply just weave through certain stitches, and it doesn't have to be the entire length. Okay, you can just snip that off. Okay, and there you go, you've hidden that. Okay, alright, but again, I wouldn't worry about this. You could just simply maybe shorten them off. Don't cut them all the way to the end because you're gonna have a problem of unraveling stitches. So what I would do personally, like for example these two, they're quite next to each other. You could tie them into a, not a very tight knot, just, you know, like just a gingerly knot them. These as well. It's just to secure your work so they don't unravel. Especially if you're giving this away to somebody who likes to bash their bags about. Okay. This other end. You probably will have a few of these strands that will not partner up with any other. And that's fine, nothing to worry about. Okay, so not too tight, just gingerly knot them up. Okay. Right, now let's move on to closing this up like this. Yeah. Right. So I'm gonna get a piece of yarn here. This is a white color yarn, and it's also the same weight. So I'm using chunky wool or bulky wool. So if you're in the US, this is called bulky wool. And then you put it through your yarn needle. Okay. And this is by no means the only way to close this. You could use a single crochet stitch through both layers. You could slip stitch as well. And if you've been following my series, I showed this to you in the previous project. The same project that I just mentioned, which is the crochet purse. Okay. But I'm going to show you a different way on how to close this up. If you want to hide your loose ends, you just simply make sure that they're in the inside part of your bag. And if they don't behave, you can just clean them up after. Okay. So just a warning, I am left-handed. Okay. So I'm going to do the start for left-handed, and then maybe I'll show you how to do it right-handed. Okay. So you have these two sides, the front and the back. So that's the back, because there's the flap right there. Okay. If you don't have the flap right now, that's fine. We can do the flap later. It's not really a big deal. Okay. What you're going to do is you're going to take a corner here. Okay. You're going to weave it through. As long as your yarn needle is like in the inside, like in the, you see this stitches here, you have this stitch on the top, stitch on the bottom, as long as they're in between. Okay. Okay, don't overdo that. Okay, so you have a bit of yarn there. And then you go to the other side. This is what you're going to do. So what I did was, it was from inside going out. Now I'm going to go out, going in. Okay. Now some of you who have similar projects before and have crocheted before, you might think that's similar to a mattress stitch. It isn't actually a mattress stitch. It's something I learned along the way. So the rest of the stitches would look something like this. So the start is the only time you're going to stitch that way. So if you're left-handed like me, so going right. The rest of the stitches will be going to the left. So you're going to go to the front layer, and then you're going to try to stitch right there at the center of that thickness. Okay. And then you're going to go to the back layer, and you're going to do the same thing. Make sure that you don't get your stitches twisted. Try to fix that. Okay, so there you go. Alright, so the idea is, if you pull that tight enough, you won't be able to see the stitches actually, and I'm using white yarn. Okay, so just keep doing that. Actually, whether you're left-handed or right-handed, I think this works fine. Like this orientation, I don't think it's much different. I think that the trickiest part of this is just trying not to get your yarn twisted or caught, especially these loose ends right here. Yeah, sort of have to tame them. Okay, so that's the front, and then go to the back. Okay, and then the front again. Apologize, sometimes I am not aware that I'm not actually within the frame of the camera. Apologies. Let's try to get that out of the way. That's all I'm doing. Okay. And then the back again. Front again. So just keep doing this until you close up the entire length of your bag. Okay. And it doesn't have to be perfect, really. Practice makes perfect. The only way you're going to learn is if you just take a chance. Alright, so that's how to close. Similar to a mattress stitch, but it isn't exactly the mattress stitch. And if you want to clean up your work just like this, you can just take a crochet hook and just weave it through, which is what I'm going to do right now. So the crochet hook here. I want to clean this up right here. Okay, I came from the back, and then I'm just trying to coax this loose end to the other side. Okay, there you go. Now if you end up with like this yarn here, the one that we're using to weave it close, if you end up seeing them, it's fine, it's no big deal really. Yeah, so that should close all the way to the top. Okay, alright. Now there's also the bottom part to contend with. So I say it would be similar to what we just did. Okay, but this one, because I think that's the starting chain. I'll show you the different way to do it, which is what we did for the purse. And I do have a preference for single crochet to close up projects. I do not like slip stitch to close projects because you end up with something quite tight. Yeah, so I'm going to do a single crochet. So what you do is, so I turn my work around. So this is the inside part of the bag, yeah? And then you try to match 2 layers, okay, all the way to the end. Yep. So this is the one for the side, yeah, so we don't mind that one. And then you insert your hook into 2 layers, and then you yarn over, pull through both layers, and then you're going to chain one, and then you're going to use a single crochet stitch here for the first stitch, the same place where you did your chain one, yeah, and then do single crochet all throughout that. See, that's another way to do it, but the problem with this, if you're going to do this method for the side of your bag, is that it bunches up. Okay. Now, the method that I just shown you, wherein you use a yarn needle and you weave through the center of each layer, it gives you a bit cleaner finish. Okay, you don't get that bulky feel, that bulk when you're using single crochet. Now, a single crochet method to join the bottom is fine, because you do want a reinforced bottom for your bag. Okay, just make sure that you're doing a single crochet through both layers, yeah? Okay, I know I'm doing this quite quickly, but I do have this tutorial if you just go back to a video when we were making our crochet purse. So just to slow-mo this, you insert your hook in the first layer, insert it in the second layer, making sure that it matches, yarn over, and then you pull through both layers, okay, and then you yarn over and then pull through 2 loops on the hook. So just keep doing that until you get to the end. So that's the end. I'm going to chain one, make that chain really big. Okay. So this is what I mean by sometimes I use a crochet hook to fasten off stuff, or to weave in my ends. That's the term. Weaving in the ends. See, that's what I did. See what I did there? Okay, and you can do the same thing for the other end. If I can remember which one it is. I think it's this one. I think it's this one. I mean, it's inside the bag. You won't see it from the outside, but it's still a good idea for you to tidy up your work. Okay. There you go. If you take a look at what it looks like, you see that? I can actually see the stitches using a single crochet to join that, yeah? If you like the way that looks, that's fine, but if you don't like it, because it's a different color from that, I suppose the alternative is to use the same color as that one. For, in this case, that's magenta. I should have used a magenta one, yeah, if we don't want that to be different to the main part of the bag at the bottom. Okay. So that's joining using a stitch which is similar to a mattress stitch. Okay, that's for that side, and then for the bottom. Now, this is the bag that we made using just making a rectangle, and then we weaved the side of the bag. Okay, if we do this correctly and we practice many times, you end up with, I think, quite a neat finish. Okay, and it's vertical. Okay, straight. This is the bag that I used, the second method, which is working in a loop. Okay, you might not be able to see it, but let me just outline to you where the join is. Okay, The join is going from here and that way. You see how it's not actually vertical? So, yep. Some people don't like that. If you can't notice, you can't even see where this join is, then I don't think it's a problem. But yeah, it's really a personal preference. If you don't mind that not vertical bit of joining, yeah, I would actually prefer working in a loop compared to, let's say, having to make a rectangular piece and then closing it up later, just weaving another piece of yarn. Okay, well, that's really up to you. So next week, I'll show you how to make the flap. Hopefully I can do this live, but it's a big possibility that I won't be able to because I'm really getting a lot of orders from my online shop. And I also have a couple of Christmas fairs lined up for the next few weeks. All right. If you have any questions, please drop me a line in the comment section, or you could join my Facebook group, Cris Crochet Shop VIP Club. The link is down in the description box. And I'll see you in our next tutorial. See you later.